Welcome to the Le Col Cycling Club. Over the next 6 months, I want to set you an endurance challenge. This challenge is focusing on building your endurance, and that's because improving your endurance will help advance your all-round cycling performance. The challenge will take place between October and April. This is because most of our viewers are in Europe and most of the cycling events start to happen in around April time. This also gives you 26 weeks to improve your cycling performance, which, when I outline the endurance challenge in a second, you'll realize is only 6 or 7 of these ultra endurance rides. Stay tuned for later in the video the tips that are going to help you improve your endurance. The challenge is to simply ride for 125 to 130% longer than you normally would on your longest ride. This isn't something that I'm expecting you to do every single week. Instead, every 3 to 4 weeks, which gives you around 6 or 7 opportunities between now and April to help improve your endurance performance. So if your longest ride is regularly around 3 hours, we recommend extending that up to 4 hours. Likewise, if you ride for 4 hours, stretch this out to 5. If you ride for 5 hours, you can extend it up to around 7 hours, once every 3 to 4 weeks. Whilst there are certainly benefits to trying to increase the longest ride every single week, we completely understand that because of work and social and other life commitments, this is quite unrealistic. Once you stretch that out to around 3 to 4 weeks, just doing a long ride every 3 to 4 weeks, with a little bit of careful planning and coordination, it's much more attainable. Reducing the frequency of this long ride to once only every 3 or 4 weeks will also reduce the likelihood of you overreaching and under-recovering. It will also prevent you from too frequently completely depleting your immune system, which leads me on to some of my top tips. Number 1, the immune system. Try and plan this ride in for when your household is fit and healthy. Over the winter months, it's much more likely we're going to be coming into contact with more and more germs, flu-type viruses. If you can coordinate your long ride every single month for when your household is healthy, this reduces the chances of you also falling ill. Top tip number 2 to help you make this more achievable would be to commit to the challenge with a riding partner or a friend. Having someone to ride with not only makes it more sociable, but it also adds in a layer of accountability, meaning you're more likely to stick to the challenge and complete it successfully. Top tip number 3, why not plan yourself a new and exciting route? If you're going to be riding that little bit further than you normally would, the chances are you'll be able to see something new that you wouldn't see on your other regular rides. This makes it more of an accomplishment, but it's also more of an exciting thought ahead of that long ride. Top tip number 4, and that is fueling and hydration. So many times people neglect this in the winter, thinking that it's cooler, I don't need to drink as much, or I don't need to eat as much because I'm not training as hard as I was in the summer. This is wrong, and it's a fast track to getting yourself ill. It's going to deplete your immune system more than necessary, and I always think it's really important to treat your immune system and your body when training in winter like you would a newborn baby. And what I mean by this is you should keep it wrapped up, keep it well nourished, and ensure that it has everything it needs to make it through the colder months. Don't dehydrate it, don't starve it, and don't do anything that's going to shock it. This is going to help ensure that you emerge from the winter months fitter, healthier, stronger, and more ready for your next season. Top tip number 5, and that is to ensure you always have a spare change of clothes of some sort with you, whether that's external layering like a windproof, a waterproof, things for your extremities like your hands, your feet, neck warmers or ear warmers. All of these things are going to help keep you warmer. But the real essential to focus on is maintaining that core body warmth. This is going to help you regulate your temperature better. It's also going to help protect your immune system, which we've highlighted several times already. Top tip number 6, and we're nearly at my final tip, that is your equipment setup. You could consider more puncture-proof tires, wider tires, mud guards, or maybe even a specific winter bike, something that you're not that worried about getting filthy dirty in the winter months. And then tip number 7, why not complete the challenge indoors? If you haven't seen our latest indoor cycling video, why not check that one out now? Because the challenge isn't weekly, we really hope you're going to have a little bit of luck with the weather and you'll be able to plan accordingly, aiming for those nicer, drier winter days. That said, there is something about completing a ride in truly epic winter weather. Good luck with the Winter Endurance Challenge. If you are taking part or you've conducted a few of the rides already, we would love to hear about them in the Ride Stories feature of the Le Col Cycling Club. It's a place for you to share some of your favourite ride stories, pictures, reports or routes. Thank you very much for watching. We look forward to seeing you again soon.